Okay, so today we are going to replace a clock spring from a 2004 Subaru Impreza WRX. We got this part from used from a junkyard, and this one we got it from a 2003 regular Impreza, and we're hoping that it'll fit this one. The reason we're changing this is because, first of all, the airbag light is turned on, and the horn doesn't work. And the reason we know that it's the clock spring is because we tested out the signal and the wire goes to the horn, which is in the front of the car, but the signal doesn't come back from here. So we ruled out all the possible ways that the horn doesn't work, and we ruled out that it's the clock spring that doesn't work. So today we're going to replace that and show you the steps on how to do that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take off this cover. It has this is under the steering wheel, and it has one bolt right here. It's pretty simple, and then after that we're going to take off this metal cover here. It's going to be those two bolts, and one in the back, and one in the back, one over here. And after that we're going to take off this cover right here. It's going to be, this one came with a bolt right here in the back, and then has another one. It's a clip on this side, and then one right here in the bottom, top of the. And then it should just come off just like that. And then after that, take that one off. This one had a bolt right there, but pretty sure this one was broken, so it just came off. But yours should have a bolt right here. It should be right here. And then after that, there's a bolt right about there. That's the part that broke. Okay. Then after that we're going to turn off the car, and we're gonna remove the steering wheel. Is that right? Or remove the airbag? Yeah. So it should be this bolt right here. It's that one right there.
It's a T27 torque right here. 47. Okay.
And it's one on this side and one on the other side. That should pop the airbag right out. So after removing the two bolts from the side, that should come right off. It seems someone's already tried to fix this problem. You can see some electrical tape there. But what we're going to try to do right now is remove the steering wheel and try to get to the clock spring. We're also going to disconnect the airbag. This one, they put some weird cables there, but yours should just disconnect. disconnect off. So we're going to remove the steering wheel. It's a 17mm bolt. Want to mark like here. There we go. Okay, so right here it has a mark where the bottom of the clock spring is supposed to go. You can see the mark right there, and right here it says top, and it has these two, what would it be, like these like things that go into the steering wheel right there, those two. So right now what we're going to do is locate the cables that run from the clock spring. It would be yellow and black, and it's that yellow connector right there. So you guys want to disconnect that one and then disconnect the black connector, and those are the cables that run from the clock spring. And then you're going to want to remove these screws right here. It would be 4 each on one corner. That should come right out. Okay. So to see if your clock spring works, usually when it doesn't work anymore, it's hard or makes like rough noise. They're supposed to be, if they work, they're supposed to be soft, and this one kind of rattles a lot. So we're gonna test it out. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and install the replacement for the clock spring, and we're also going to show you guys how to check if your airbag works as well with a multimeter. We're gonna check the resistance. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna be right back. Okay, so your clock spring should be on this mark right here, and the top should be at top, of course. Once you've done that, once you've made sure that the clock spring is in the correct position, you're gonna go ahead and put in the screws, the 4 screws of each corner. And then connect these cables, right? Connect these cables, the ones that we disconnected from back here. We're gonna connect that, the yellow with the yellow and the black with the black. Okay, so there you go. Once you've connected that, you can go ahead and run the wires to the steering wheel, just like that from the top. And the reason we placed a mark in the steering wheel and the is so the steering wheel is in the correct position. See the mark on the bolt there, and the mark on the steering wheel, and that's when you know when you can tighten.
Ya le no estaba entonces.
So we went ahead and tightened the bolt. We're gonna tighten it with torque. It should be from 35 to 45 foot-pounds, just to make sure that it's nice and tight. So in this airbag, someone cut up the wires here. So what we're gonna do is, from this connection right here, we're gonna connect these wires. We're gonna cut off this connection and cut off these wires and connect it to this one. Of course, in your vehicle that may not apply, but in ours, since they cut up these cables, we're gonna connect that, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is check the resistance of the airbag. So you want to get one of these little gadgets, and what you're gonna do is get two cables and connect them from ground and that little sign right there, the ohms sign. And the first thing you want to do is, once you have those cables and you have the setting on ohms and 200 ohms right there. The setting is on 200. You're gonna connect the two cables that you got, and with the result that you get, the airbag is supposed to be from 2 to 3 ohms. I think that's correct. So with the value that you get right here, which is about 1 ohm, you're gonna subtract that to the value that you get from the airbag. So now you're gonna connect the cables to the airbag, and let's see what we get. It's around 3.4. So you're gonna subtract 3.4 minus 1. That's 2.4, around 2.4. So this means that the airbag is good.
It's good.
It has to be from around 2 to 3 ohms. So that's how you test it. So that's how you know if your airbag is good. Okay, very well. Okay, so since our airbag, the wires are cut and we don't have a connector for it, we're gonna make an addition from the cables from the clock spring to the cables to the airbag. And these cables aren't these wires aren't color coded. So what we're going to do is set up the connector directly how it would connect to this connector to the airbag, and see if the way the cables are, it's the correct position that they're supposed to be in. Of course, this only applies to us because those cables were cut and we don't have the connector. But your guys' connector should just connect up because it actually has a connector. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna add those cables and we're gonna see how everything turns out. Okay, so we've connected everything and we've tested everything, and the horn is working now. I'm gonna give it a little test right there. So what we're gonna do now, since the airbag light was on, we're gonna insert the scanner. Of course, this is all optional. We're just doing this to see if since we replaced the clock spring, to see if the code of the scanner will erase itself, or if we're gonna have to erase it ourselves. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, we've put in the scanner, everything checks out. What you're gonna want to do now is put back all the covers that you took off. Everything in reverse order, of course. And that should be it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, share, and stay tuned for next videos.